Afternoon, everybody. We'll go to Sky Sports first.
Hi, Steve. It's Keith here. Steve, I just heard you speaking a little bit in the TV there. Despite the fact you fought back well, it sounds like you're a little bit disappointed to only pick up the point.
Well, I thought the performance was enough to win the match. My personal opinion, of course. But yeah, so there's a tinge of disappointment of how well we played. That's as good as we played for a long, long time. So I was delighted with the response of the team and the way we've played against a very, very good team. We've given an awful goal away. And then a bit of sheer quality from Tottenham with the second goal, which left us all, but they kept at it and stayed with it and got something out of the game, which is very, very important.
You say there that was as good as you've played in a long, long time. I think it'd be fair to say against Brighton was as bad as you've played in a long, long time. How do you explain that difference in performances?
Well, look, in football, you can play poorly. It's sometimes the manner of it. What I will enlighten you with, Keith, is physically was our best physical stats of the whole season 2 weeks ago at Brighton. So it wasn't for the lack of effort or endeavour. We just didn't play well enough on the day. When you have performance like that, the one thing you need is a response. And certainly, I think the players, to a man, have responded the right way. I think it was important that we picked a team that had been together for the last 2 weeks. We didn't pick many who were being away on international duty. So there was a certain freshness about us, which I think we needed. And thankfully it worked.
I think you probably would have been criticised a bit had you not got anything when the team came out today. Like when the team selection we came out because there were so many changes. But have you been vindicated with that performance?
I'll let other people make that opinion. Whatever I try and do at the moment, unless I get results, then of course you're going to be criticised. That's part and parcel of the job in the Premier League in particular. There was a few big calls, but as I said, the way the team played, there was a certain freshness about us, which I wanted after an international duty.
And from a personal point of view, did that show you today that the players are still fighting for you? Because there's been a lot said about that.
Yeah, I think it's fair to. That is the big thing that frustrates us all. That a so-called mole in the dressing room. There's certain players unhappy. Blah blah blah. Spirit's not good. This nonsense. A lot of players here who've been here a long time, and it matters to them. A lot of them were playing today who've been here 4 and 5 years. And there's a certain spirit amongst them which they need to have. They need to have because, they've got to be at full tilt to get something out of the Premier League week in and week out. So I've got no problems with the spirit amongst them. They're a really, really good group and who want the club to succeed.
Last one from me, Steve. How pleased were you with Matt Ritchie's performance today, given what's going on between you guys?
Hey, Keith, I had a row with somebody or a word of disagreement. It's nothing. I'm sure you have a word with your bosses now and again if you don't get the top gig or you seem to be shoved down to Hartlepool. There's no disrespect to Hartlepool. It happens, huh? It happens up and down the land. I in management, I never hold a grudge. I never... as soon as I have a row or a disagreement with them, whatever you want to call it, it's forgotten the next day as far as I'm concerned, and we move forward. Simple as. And Matty's the same. And he's had to wait for his opportunity, but the change of shape suited him. And he's put in a really good performance, which I'm pleased about.
Thanks, Steve. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Keith. Damien Spellman, PA.
Hi, Steve. I'm not having the Hartlepool crack, by the way.
Sorry. That's no disrespect. I can just see it now, but I could see Keith Downey's face, by the way, if he was at Hartlepool today instead of St James's Park. Hey, I'm sure he'd have something to do with these bosses.
Absolutely. Steve, you've stuck with Joe Linton, who's had a tough time at times, but thought today was perhaps one of his better performances, gets himself a goal, played a key role for you. You must be delighted for him.
I am. because he has had it tough. And the one thing about Joe, he doesn't shy away from it. And he could have, the chance he missed at second half was one way urge, and he does all the hard part. He controls it, and you're just hoping that he hits the back of the net. But the one thing he doesn't shy away from it. He keeps rolling up his sleeves, and yes, we have to improve him on his goals tally. But over a tough period of 8, 9, 10 weeks when we've been without Almiron and Alan, and he's done very, very well in certain games. And today, arguably, was his best.
Lee Ryder, Chronicle.
Hi, Steve.
Lee?
Joe Willock's equaliser, the celebrations on the bench probably summed up your team spirit today.
Well, there's something things that can label it against you, which are not right. You can be criticised for tactically not being right or this, that and the other. But the one thing you can't, with this group of players anyway, as I keep repeating, who've been here a few years, is the spirit amongst them. Yes, they don't play well enough at times. But the spirit and the attitude and the determination, a lot of them have been here a long time. So I'm delighted for Joe. He wasn't happy when he wasn't in the starting lineup. However, he's come on and got us the goal. So, I'm delighted. I'm delighted he's got a goal against, obviously, Tottenham, which will please him, being an Arsenal player.
Thanks, Lee. One more, Scott Wilson.
Hi, Steve. Steve, just whether you were able to give any updates on the lads who weren't there today. So Ryan, Fraser, Fede Fernandez and Andy Carroll, and also whether there's any further update on Callum and his potential availability for next weekend.
All the ones who weren't on the bench today, all of them lads who weren't on the bench today are all injured. Andy picked up a calf injury. Unfortunately, Ryan Fraser picked up a groin injury. He was with Scotland, hasn't trained the last 2 days. Fede Fernandez felt his calf again, and really Fede's been a problem to us for a long time now, with after he's had the illness as well. So all of the players really have missed today through injury.
Okay, thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.